Everybody. Oh gosh, that's too zoomed in. Here we go again. That'll do. That will do. Let us not, it's still quite zoomed in, but let's just stay there because otherwise I feel like we are going to struggle. I don't want to dance with the zooms. Right, let's see. Who have we got? Let me just get my tablet going. Hi Kate in Florida. Hi Valerie. Sandra in Scunthorpe. Hi Deb. Oh, my chat just disappeared. Bear with. There, it's come back in. Hi Tanya in Swindon. Hi Liz and Vicky and Karen in Arkansas and Laurie. Hello everybody. Hello, hello. Yeah, some of you who've looked on my Insta would have seen my little sneaky peek at what we're doing. So you probably know that I got sent these from DRK Crafts last week, end of last week, something like that. And so I was like, right, I want to have a go. So I've used one of the paper pads already. So the video for that will be coming soon. Still in the middle of finishing it off. And then I've used, for the sample card, I've used the Lots of Love pad with the washi tapes and the gorgeous, I'm sorry, can we check these out? Sprinkles, look at these, how cool are these? And this birthday stamp from ages ago. And this is a card that I saw from Mixed Up Crafts. Hello everybody! Right, let's do some more comments. Who have we got? Hi Anne, hi Tanya, hi Sally Joe. You've had enough today, I don't blame you. Yeah, exactly, take some time out. Sounds like a good idea. Hi Ali. Yeah, if we were all right, well, I'm alright, sort of. I mean, you know, the usual alright. Busily alright. Yeah, so what's everyone's weather's doing? I've got sunshine at the moment, which I'm really pleased about because I was getting a bit fed up with all the rain. And it was super cold yesterday. It was really frosty and horrible. I don't mind frosty so much, but yeah, it was cold. But it's warmed up a little bit today, and it's sunny, which is nice. Hi, Happy Apple. Good to see you. Well, I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come in, and then we will make a start. I can check my... change the quality. If anybody knows anything about live streaming and apples, that's me reading your happy apple there, and cameras is what I was going to say. Nothing to do with apples. Dear me, that tells you what state my brain's in today. If anybody knows anything about live stream and cameras that you use for the sort of live stream that I do, so face down, facing the desk, needs to be connected to a ring light, then please message me because I'm looking to try and improve the live streaming experience and use software and all the rest of it and not use my phone and use a proper camera and blah blah blah, but I haven't got the first clue, so please, if you know anything, help me. Right, Tanya, you haven't got a Nino. It's all right, Tanya, it's fine, we don't mind you Ninoing. Hi Vicky, warm and rainy. Oh, okay. Well, I like the warm. Not so sure about the rainy, but you know. Karen, you're kind of cloudy. Okay, expecting storms. Okay, I hope you don't get them. Deb, chucking it down in Portsmouth. Oh goodness, I'm coming to Portsmouth soon, just for a Saturday. Saturday the 20. It's not this Saturday. I think it's next Saturday. It's 23rd. I think it is. I'm coming down just for the day. Ali, it's bright and sunny in Bristol. Fabulous. Liz, you've got a beautiful sunrise. Oh, fabulous. Gonna be a lovely spring day. Very nice. And you've got a little bit of rain, but nicer weather's coming your way in the Netherlands. That's good. And sunny and scunny. Good. I'm Sandra. I'm pleased to hear it. Hi, Sherry. You're hoping to finish your blueberry bush. Oh, wow. Pruning blueberry bushes. That sounds fantastic. Hi, Zanya. The sun's out as well. Happy apple. Good. I'm glad. Right. So now there's a few more of us on. So what I was saying was in my sample card, which I'll show you in a minute, I used all of this stuff, and then today I thought we'd use the Love to Craft, again the same paper pads, but the Buds and Blooms one, and then this one, which you probably would have seen, but look how cool, look at those little lemon slices, how cute are they? So I'm using those. So we're going to go shaker in the side 2 panels, and the card that I'm going to be making is one that I saw Mixed Up Crafts do, but I don't think she gave it a name, because I was looking to see what it was called. There was nothing on the title, and I just think it was such a fantastic card, and she's actually extended it out again, and I was going to do that, but I wanted to make a 5x7 version. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I've decided to call it a flippity flap card, You'll see why. And you'll reckon, those of you who like mixed up crafts, you'll recognize it. I just think it's fantastic. She has some fantastic ideas. So please go and check out her version of this, or her original idea of this, because she did a slightly bigger version. So mine's just a 5x7. When it folds down flat, it's 5x7. So this is the card, and you will recognize it if you like her videos and her cards. So I've done mine, and it is quite small. It looks very small to me, but it measures, when it's flat like that, it measures 5x7, and that's what I wanted. I wanted something that fitted in a 5x7 envelope. So although each of these panels is quite tiny, yeah, I just liked it. So she's done another version where she extends it out again, and I want to have a go at that, but I didn't want to make it more than 5x7. But then trying to make it 5x7 with an extra extension means everything else has to shrink right down. So I haven't got anywhere with that yet, but give me time. I shall work out a way. So on this card, I have used, as I said, the Lots of Love paper pad, and then I've also used some of the little sprinkles. So I'll just put behind a little window. And then this, again, this is another mixed up craft inspiration. So she did a video about shrink plastic. Now, I haven't used shrink plastic since I was a child. You know, when you used to get them pre-printed, you used to colour in the back and then stick them in the oven on a baking sheet. Well, she was showing how to do it with the Sizzix clear shrink plastic, and she stamped on the front with Stays On ink, and then coloured on the back, left it dry for a bit, and then coloured on the back with coloured pencils, and then used a heat gun. I was like, my mind was blown. I didn't realise you could use a heat gun. So I was like, this is fantastic. So I was like, I'm going to have a go. So I ordered some shrink plastic. I meant to get the clear stuff. However, I managed to get white. But it's fine. I'm having a whale of a time. I'm having a whale of a time with it. So I've used this stamp. So that's what it started off as. This is an old stamp. Had this for years. The Dovecraft Happy Birthday stamp, and it's one of these gigantic, you know, really nice big sentiments. I stamped it with Stays On ink onto some white shrink plastic, and then I just cut round it roughly, and then heat gunned it, and that's how it turned out. So it's gone from being about 3.5 inches by 1.5. down to being 1.5 by 3/4. And I was like, I like that. Look how cute that is. And it hasn't gone completely flat, because this is one of my little test ones. I also had a go with some die cuts as well, with limited success. But I had to go with some of you might recognise this. So this is that palm tree die that I got from, I think it was in Love Art Shop or Kokorosa. I can't remember which one it was. But I die cut it out. So I die cut the plastic out. And then when I die cut it, I then used my alcohol markers, my pro markers, to colour it in. And then I heat gunned it. And it turned out like this. It was so cute. It was very tiny, very delicate. I did have a few of the little things kind of stick together, so I had to kind of heat gun it and kind of open them up a little bit. But yeah, it was so cute. And then I also had to go with, this didn't work quite so well, it was a bit bendy, but anyway. This was a keyboard die. Again, this was from Kokorosa Studio from quite a while ago. And so I die cut it out, coloured it in. I was going to pop the keys out, but it hadn't really die cut properly. And then I realised actually I don't want the keys popping out. So I left those two out, but then the rest of it I've left in and just coloured it in. And then again, I heat, you know, and it kind of warped because it was quite a big die to start with. So yeah, once I die cut it out, it was quite large. And then it kind of curled up and I had to kind of undo it. So I wasn't as successful with that. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it still. You can still use it sort of like a, you know, if I've got a music die that kind of does that. Thought that was quite cute. So I've been having a bit of fun with my shrink plastic. So yeah, there you go. What we got? Alison, drizzling and chilly in Norfolk. Yvette, you've decided to check out the tubes of glue, and you see I'm live. Good. Hi Linda. Nice day in Stockport. Fabulous. Shelley, you remember this week? Yes, good. I'm glad. So yeah, so that's what I did with this one. And I was going to do another sentiment for the front of this, and I actually did cut this new die that I've got that says thank you so much, which I thought was cool. It's nice and big. I did die cut that out of shrink plastic, out of white shrink plastic, and then heat gun it. But it wrinkled up so much that the T, I don't know what happened to the T, but it went a bit weird. The N looked like an R, so it looked like it said shark you so much. I thought, that's not the right message we want to be giving. So I ended up binning it, which it was really cute and it went really small. It was nice, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I've taken it a bit too far. So I left that one where it was. I think you can reheat it and put a weight on it, but I had reheated it quite a bit already and I needed a third hand because I had one hand holding the gun, one hand holding a pair of tweezers, trying to make sure it didn't spin off and trying to unfold. And I could have done with somebody else to maybe hold the gun while I just kind of do surgery on the shrink plastic. So yeah, so I think it's good. It's just you just have to watch what you're doing and watch what your how big your first piece is, because the pieces that Sam used on hers, the initial stamped elements, they weren't that big and they went down, you know, really nice and small, but they weren't as big as what I was starting with. So I think that was probably my problem. I think I went a bit too big, a bit too adventurous, I think. Yeah, Karen, it was cool, wasn't it? It was such a cool, I was like, wow. I did not know you could use a heat gun. That blew my mind. So anyway, so this is the card we're going to do today, which is, again, one of Sam's, and I love it. So go and check out hers, as I said, because she's got some really good, she did a bigger version and an extended version as well. But yeah, so this is a 5x7 version, and I'm calling it a flippity flap card just because I couldn't see what she'd called it. So otherwise I would have called it what she'd called it, but I don't know what she called it. So that's that, and you've got space on the back to write. I will put a piece of white on the back there. As I said, it folds flat like that and measures 5x7. So let me put that to one side. Hi, Beth. Right, let's put these to one side, and then I can show you how we do it. Now then, I've cut all my pieces out. This die here that I'm hoping to use on the front is a In Love Art Shop die. So don't forget to use Iced Images, which will get you 20% off. Really like it. I think it's really cool. So I've cut it out twice. Cut it out of navy and also out of yellow. And I'm going to stack them so that what the navy is just showing at the back there. So you've got like a bit of a shadow. So I'm going to stack those up in a bit. This is the pad I'm using, the Buds and Blooms paper pad, which I showed on my DRK Maker Team video. And then I'm also using these very cute little sprinkles. This is the lemon sprinkle mix. But I love those little lemons. It did make me wonder whether they were like shrink plastic or something similar. They just look really cool. And it did get me thinking then, if I had a lemon stamp, I could maybe make some. And they'd be, if you use clear, you could almost make them so they're sort of clear. So that was quite a cool idea, but I haven't got any further with that. Right, I'm going to leave my pattern pieces on this board because I don't want to lose them all. I have stuck some of them down. Let me put my board down here on the floor. Ooh. Right, so you're going to need all the measurements are in the description below. Okay, so if you are watching this back and you're annoyed the fact that not on the screen, they are in the description below. If you don't speak English and you struggle with me talking too fast, again, as I said, they're all in the description below. Right, so we have two base pieces that are 4 inches by 5 inches. Now, I've just realised these are navy, so obviously they're dark, and I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to see it. But once I've cut stuff and whatever and scored, you'll be able to see. So I think what we would do to start with is bring the scoreboard in. You can kind of draw everything out and then score, or you can just kind of guess it and score. I think we're going to go for the guessing method today. So what we want to do is get your two pieces, and so on the 4-inch edge, you're going to score at 1 inch, but you're only going to score 1 inch down. So I'm going to do that little trick that we got taught the other week. I'm going to put it roughly where 1 inch is, and I'm just going to score down to 1. And then we're also going to do the same at 3 inches. So 1 inches and 3 inches. Turn it round. Do the same on the other side. I can't see exactly where 1 is because I've had my head in the way. So I'm guessing roughly. Doesn't matter too much. We can, you know. So there's 1 and 3. And I've just come down roughly about 1 inch. I can correct that in a minute and just, you know, double check where I'm coming down. I'm gonna use the ruler. I was gonna try and freestyle it, but I'm not going to. I'm too tired to do that today. So 1 and 3, and then turn this round, and again I'm going to score at 1 and 3, and we're just coming down an inch, roughly an inch. Okay, like that. Now you can use your trimmer for the cutting bit, but I'm not going to because I don't really think it's going to cut as well as I want it to. So I'm going to use a cutting mat, Stanley knife and metal rule, because I think that's going to work out easier. Right, so what we need to do is where we've just scored down, I'm just going to make a mark an inch down, just so I know definitely where an inch down those 2 score lines is. So an inch from the top, or it was the top, make a little mark. Now in pencil you're not going to see it very well, and then you're also marking up an inch, so you just want to know where the edge of that, where the inch, the inch ends, sort of thing. And then we're going to do the same on here. So there's an inch there, and there's an inch there, and then I'm going to take my craft knife and join up those 2 marks, and then cut along there. So cut from one score line and stop at the next score line, like that, and do the same on the other side. I'm turning it round because I can see where my score lines are, otherwise my score lines are below the ruler and I can't see where to stop. So like that. Okay, so that's, you've got like an H, you're making like an H, and then along that cut line you're going to measure halfway at 2 inches, make a mark, and the same on the bottom cut line, and make a mark at 2 inches, and then join the 2 up together, and again cut between those 2 cut lines, just that center section, just straight down the middle like that. So you end up with that, which is kind of what you use for a never-ending card, basically. This was the cool thing about Sam's card. She basically used what they use for a never-ending card and made it into a different kind of card. And I thought it was quite cool. So we're going to repeat those same things onto this one. So same again. Come down your little score line and mark at 1 inch. Now this one, my score line, I haven't gone quite far enough, but it's fine. It won't matter too much, only a fraction. And then same here. Come down and come up like that, and then we're going to join the 2 marks up and cut all the way down like that, and turn this round, do the same on this side. There we go, from there all the way down to there. Then we need to measure, mark halfway at 2 inches, which is there. Same along the bottom, measure and mark at 2, which is there, and then we're going to cut between those 2 cut lines. So from there down to there. There we go. So that is all of the cutting we need to do on the base card. Right, so you end up with that, 2 of them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is these 2 lines, well, these 4 lines that we've scored are just going to be mounting folds. So I'm just going to fold them back on themselves. So if you've ever made a never-ending card, you'll see where this is going. Well, you'll see where it used to be going. Obviously, we're not going down that road, but you'll recognise it. So that is what you've got. One like that, and the same with this one. And these are tiny, but as I said, I just wanted the finished thing to be 7 inches, so 5 by 7 inches. So there we go. So you have 2 pieces that look like a trapdoor. So there's your 2 trapdoor pieces. So then we're going to take a bit of glue and add a bit of glue. So if I turn this around like this, this whole section here, that strip, we're going to add glue or red tape, but something strong. I'm just going to go all the way down, all the way back, like that. And then we're going to take this one, face it the opposite way and overlap. And you want to make sure that when you're sticking it down, you're butting it on the inside. You're not, you know, you're able to kind of, it goes right up against the edge. It's not overlapping this score line here. So the whole thing folds down like that. Just make sure I've definitely got that in. Yeah. Okay, so that's the base of your card. So that was pretty easy, wasn't it, really? Not bad at all. It's dinky. It feels very dinky. It's more dinky than what I normally do, but, you know, it's fine. Right, so I'm not going to do the side panels just yet because I want to do the shaker card element on them, which is a bit tricky because it's quite small. But I did do it on that red one and I really liked what it looked like. So if we use the middle bit first, so on the middle here, obviously you've got a bit of a, you know, overlap, but once you put your mat and pattern on, you don't really notice it so much, so I wouldn't worry too much. If you want to hide it, you can. So these, you're going to need 2 mats, and these are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Then you need 1 pattern that's 2.5 by 2.5 and 1 white that's 2.5 by 2.5. So the pattern's obviously going to go on the front like that, and this one is going to go on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. Just loving this paper. Blue and yellow is not my usual thing. Hi, Cindy. It's beautiful and sunny in Lauenburg. Fantastic. Good. Yeah, sunny here as well. Just makes such a difference, doesn't it, when it's sunny? Oh, hello. Oh, dear. Just spurted a little bit too much glue out there. Yeah, it makes so much difference when it's sunny. Right, let's stick this down. I think like that. I don't think there's a really right way up pattern on that. I don't think there's a right way up for this pattern, but anyway, there we go. So that's that one. I'm going to turn it over and then stick the other one in there. Obviously, if you need to stamp a greeting, do it now before you stick it down. Because mine's a thank you card, I'm not going to stamp a greeting because I'll be writing on the back my little thank you note. Not much space to write it, but that's fine. It'll be a small thank you note for somebody. So that is that. There we go. And then as long as you keep it like that, you can see where you want to decorate. So I'm going to decorate these 3 pieces and these 3 pieces. I'm not doing anything else on the back. If you want to do stuff on the back, you can, but I'm not. I'm just sticking to those 3 and those 3. So in total, you need 4 pattern pieces that are matte pieces, 4 matte pieces that are 3/4 by 1 3/4, and 4 pattern pieces that are 1/2 by 1 1/2, and they're going to go on these little rectangles here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. Let's just stick them down. Ah, Sam called it a winged panelled card. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, doke. I will probably change it to that then. Because I don't want to, I like to be able to call it what the originator has called it, because then if people search it up, you know, they'll find all the different versions of it. Whereas when people change the name of it, you know, you then can't find it. So yeah, a winged panelled card, right. She made another, attach it to the back. That's right. Yeah, I really like that extra version of it. But I couldn't keep it into a 5x7 by doing that. Or I hadn't had a chance to check to see if I could keep it in a 5x7 to do that. But yeah, I really loved it. I thought she did a really good job with it. Really, really nice. I love the way she comes up with these ideas. Just completely different things that you just like, oh yeah, that's really simple. Wow, that's a cool idea. So yeah, she's really good. Go and check it. If you haven't seen her channel already, go check her out because she is very good. Love her stuff. Right, so let's stick this on here like that. And then these 2 pieces here, 2 matte pieces that are 3/4 by 3/4 and 2 pattern pieces that are 1/2 by 1/2. Oh, it's on the Made to Surprise channel. Yeah, because I think she used a die, didn't she, for hers? Because I had to work out all my measurements from scratch. So I think, did she do one that was without the die? I can't remember, but I know I had to work out all the measurements because I was trying to work it out what it would be to fit it into a 5x7. And I think when she was scoring stuff, I think I was looking on the scoreboard to see where the score lines were and trying to work out what measurement that was. And Yeah, it was interesting. I needed to have had sleep the day I worked this one out because it was a bit of a challenge, it has to be said. But we got there, so that's the main thing. We got there. Okay, so that goes up there like that. Right, so that is all of those pieces stuck down. So now we've got these panels here. Yeah, Sandra, I might do, you know, I think I might do that. I think I might do that. I know she's busy, so I don't really want to bother her. That's all. Right, so we need 2 matte pieces that are 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, and 2 pattern pieces that are 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. So they're going to go on there. And I've also done 2 acetate panels that are just slightly smaller than 1 1/2 by 2 1/2, because they will go behind these pattern pieces in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out, in fact, yeah, so I'm going to cut out, I'm going to stick my pattern onto my mat first, and then I'm going to cut these out. And I found these little flower dies, and these were from Kokorosa Studio. It was like a nesting flower set, and I thought it'd be quite nice to have little flower apertures. So I'm just going to cut like one there and one there. I did originally, in my mind last night when I was feeling adventurous, I was thinking about putting like a little border and stuff, but that's a bit too adventurous, so I'm not going to do that. Okie doke, Tanya. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to stick these together, and then I'm just going to cut all the layers together. So let me do that now. Oh. I thought I heard my cat making a noise outside. I think she's okay. Hopefully she hasn't brought anything in from outside. Right, so I'm going to stick this one down on here. And I've made sure to put a whole heap of tape, you would have seen, a whole heap of tape on the back. So I've completely covered that back section with tape, just so that then when I die cut, you're not going to have any little gappy bits, baggy bits. So let's have a look. Stick this down on here. Like that. And then I'm just thinking I should probably put some tape at the back of this as well. Should probably put some tape at the back of this so I can stick my acetate on it when I've finished. Actually no, I'll add it on after, because I can, yeah, it's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead now and die cut a little aperture out. You like the navy and yellow together? Oh really? See, I'm not a big fan of navy and yellow, but I do quite like, I think it depends on the pattern paper. Like this pattern paper is super cute. So I'm going to do like that, and I'm going to try and leave enough of a gap between them that I can put foam tape. And I'm going to use that silicone foam tape that's kind of clear, because it's the best stuff I've got, and I like the fact it's clear. So I'm just going to move these, bear with, I'm just off screen, just cutting it on my die cutting machine. It's about there, I reckon. So let's just run that through, and then I'll do the other side. And hopefully it's not going to be too thick that it won't go through. I think it should be fine. Yeah, it's fine. That's good. So it also means you've got a little flower now to be used elsewhere if you want. So there's one. I did want to have a yellow edge, but that's just too long. It's just too long. So we won't bother with that. We'll just go nice and simple. There we go, like that. I'm not going to stick it down because I have had problems with tape in the past, and I don't want to end up with it tearing my paper. I know there's low tack tapes and whatever. I have got low tack tape, but even then, sometimes it decides it wants to tear things. So we're not going to chance that today. We're just going to be super careful and die cut it out. Oops. There we go. Right, that's that die cut. Okay, let's put that little flower there and that little flower there, like that. Then my 2 pieces, let me leave them there because I can see them. And then on the back here, I need to stick this acetate on. So I put my little dies on the sides, I don't lose them. Right, I'm going to use some red tape, I think, and I've got some super thin red tape, which is perfect. Could use normal tape, but I'm going to use red, and I think I can get away with just doing a line of it all the way round the outside of the acetate. As long as I stick right to the edge, I think we should be fine. So we're going to just do a little border of red tape. I think my scissors might need cleaning somehow. So all the way down here, like that. And then over here. There we go. Also, if you have any suggestions or things you'd like to do, you'd like me to make, please don't worry about sending me them on Pinterest. Shannon's done that. That watering can that I did on Sunday, that was a request from Shannon. So if you have anything like that you want me to do, send me them. If I can do them, I will. If I can't, I will say that's a bit challenging for me. Just don't send me any waterfall cards, please, I beg. Right. Okay, let's take this off. And then take this off. Now, one thing that I did do on my other card was I actually made another panel. So with the one I did what I'm doing now, but then what I did was I cut another piece of what would be the mat card and I stuck it on. I used it at the back so that then when you stick your sprinkles on, you can stick your sprinkles on top of this panel here, which just makes it a little bit easier to work out where things are. But obviously this time around I'm not going to be able to do that. So this is going to be interesting. So I think what we're going to do is if I lay that on there, and I think I'm just going to need to put like a pencil mark round the outside. Just do corners for now. I'm just going to bring it in slightly. Like that. Just doing little pencil marks just slightly in, and then I know where my foam tape needs to go. Right, so there's one done, and then we need to do this one. There's probably easier ways to do this, so if you know of an easier way, please go ahead and use that. Oh, I'm doing it on this, not doing it on there. Oh, I know what I could do with this bit. I could draw around the acetate on the back of the card. That would probably be easier, wouldn't it? So if we put the acetate down on here like that, move it up a little bit, because this red tape is slightly too big. I probably should have done my acetate bigger. I was planning, I don't know why, but I was planning on sticking my acetate on the other side of the pattern paper. But because I end up having to cut round it, that's why I changed my mind with that, because I was die cutting. But anyway, oh, put that down. Is everyone ready for Easter? Have you got all your bits and bobs, whatever you need ready for Easter? Ready? I think I'm ready. I think I'm pretty much there with Easter, hopefully. It's always one, isn't there? There's always one thing you've forgotten with any of these things like Easter, Christmas. It's always that one present, that one egg, that one something that you forgot. Right, that's there. Don't need to do the top because I've already got the top on the acetate. Really going to town with this, making sure we stick it down properly. There's that. And then take this off. Ooh. Apologies as well for not having a digital pack this week. It's just been a bit too busy. Been trying to sort out original kind of cards and designs, edit videos. I've got the Easter school holidays looming, coming up very fast, so I need to get ahead and get those videos up so that Easter holiday wise I don't have to be worrying about that. Yeah, a lot going on, so I'm afraid the digital pack has had to wait. Right, let's stick this down. There we go, perfect. Right, so that is that. So I can move this off now. Let's just get rid of those bits. Don't end up with them stuck to me. Find them later, floating around somewhere. Right, so that's that. Now we need to add on. I need to put this on here and draw around again, just so that I know where the panel needs to come to, so I know where the foam tape needs to come to. So let's say about there. Okay, and about here. Kind of, oh, let me not guess this bit. I can guess this side here. But I can't really guess over there. So about here then. And about there, okay. Right, there we go. Yeah, well, Mother's Day for me, yeah, whatever. Whatever, really. Oh, the clocks go forward, isn't it? Yes. I forget about the clocks going forward. Right, so I'm using this see-through silicone foam tape, and I'm hoping it's not going to get in the way of the panel. No, it looks like it's okay. Let's do that. Yeah, it looks like I think I've got enough of a border. That's why I went for a small die. I didn't want to be too close to the edges. So this, in case anybody hasn't seen this is clear silicone foam tape. I got mine from, like, red tape. I got mine from DRK Crafts. But I really love it. I think it's really, because it's really sticky. It's very sticky. But it's sort of a bit jelly-like, and it's just very useful. I like the fact it's clear. And with it being sort of sticky, you know, sometimes with foam tape you can end up with it on your fingers, like it comes off, bits of it come off. Well, this doesn't do that, which is good. I'm also going to put a little bit of a line along this middle section here, just so that then I can make sure that it doesn't all fall through. Now, obviously, yeah, I think it'll fit. Yeah, that should fit. Does that fit? Let's just try it. Yes, it does fit. Fabulous. So then I am going to, I should have done this a bit of a different way round, I think. I then need to sprinkle my sprinkles on. And because I've got a top and a bottom, let me just make a bit of a line so I know where my tape's going to be. So my tape's going to be about here, just for sprinkle's sake. So I'm going to sprinkle a bit on. Now, last time, let me get my little spatula. I didn't want to just tip it, so I used my little spatula thing that I use for weeding vinyl, and this has worked quite nicely. So I've just kind of scooped out bits and stuck them in, and I flattened them as well because I didn't want to, you know. So let's move some of this up here. Oh, come on. I know you want to roll, but you can't. Okay, you just can't. You can't go rolling down there. Right, I think we'll go about, I'm not going to go too much. If I can find a lemon slice, I can maybe stop that from rolling. I could do with a spoon really, but I didn't have one to hand, so there we go, that'll do. Right, so now we need to go ahead and stick this down. I'm just going to put that there to weight it, otherwise it's going to ping up. And this is a tricky bit, and I never know whether you should take your backing off your tape first or after. I think there are pros and cons for both, because if you do it after and you work, you know, you kind of risk jogging and pinging it all off, but if you do it first you then run the risk of it all sticking to it. So yeah, I think there's pros and cons for both. Right, come on, Mr. Tape backing. This tape backing is difficult to get up, I will just warn you on that, because it is basically red tape but in foam tape version. But if you can just get a pin in there and just peel up one corner, then you can get the rest up. And just make sure you stick it. Oh, it stuck to me. Get down. This is where you need extra hands. Let's just get underneath that backing. Bear with me if my hands are all in the way. I just need to peel this tape off. There we go. Right. So let's take this one. And this needs to go over the top. Like that. There we go. Stick it down well. There we are, and there's the first one done. That's cool. That's about right. It's difficult to know how much to fill them, but because it's not, the windows aren't that big, so it kind of, you know, it works. Right, so then we're going to do this one. This one I'm going to do the other way around. So I'm actually going to get got my panel. I'm going to put red around the outside, and I'm just going to make a little bit of a mark so I know where my middle foam tape piece needs to go. There, and kind of like here. Yeah, about there, I reckon. And then we're going to go around the outside. Hi, Sweet Pea. Now, this is important when you get to the end of the roll, because it does stretch. If it sticks to things, it does stretch, so just be warned. Right, let's do one. Yeah, it is a bit like jelly, this stuff, but I do like it. There we go, that's that. The other thing as well, obviously, for those of you who haven't done shaker cards before, just make sure you haven't got any gaps. So I'm trying to butt these up right up to each other, so that then we don't end up with any sprinkles making an escape, because I have had that happen before. I have had that happen before, and it's not a good idea. Okay, so go down here like that, and then at the bottom here, like that. Tiny gap there, but it's not too bad. I've now covered up my pencil marks for my middle line, which is helpful. Massachusetts, rainy, dreary day. Well, it's gone a bit cloudy here now, sadly. It was lovely and sunny a minute ago. When I started, it was lovely and sunny, but not anymore. So I sympathise with you, Sweet Pea. I sympathise with you. Right, hopefully that's about where the centre is. Let's have a look and see. Yep, can't see any red tape coming through, so that's good. Right, and then we're going to spoon some sprinkles on. Did one just go walkies? I feel like one just rolled off. Don't want too much. Oh, that's a lot of lemon. You get into there. Some of you can go in there. There we go. Right, get that all in there like that. That's enough lemon for the top section. Right, there we go. I'm going to put the lid on this in case I end up knocking it over. which is entirely possible. And then we're going to peel the backing off here. Oh, it has gone dark. I might use my tweezers for this. No, maybe not. Oh yeah, maybe. There we go. This is the bit that takes the time to do. You need to be patient for this bit. Can't be in a hurry when doing this. This is probably why a lot of people don't like shaker cards. I imagine. This and the fact that sometimes you get bits exploding. Oh, come on. Come on, Mr. Tape. There we go. They do, don't they, Sweet Pea? They look like sprinkles for cookies, yeah. If you've got small children, you need to keep them away from small. Because I'm sure, or even anybody who doesn't know what they are, because I'm sure that somebody could easily mistake them for cupcake sprinkles, because they look like cupcake sprinkles. They're so cute. I love the little tiny fruit. There's, you know, little limes, and there's lemons, and there's pineapple ones, and there's all sorts. Strawberries, and they're so cute. I love them. And I love the colour mixes they've done as well. Really nice. Right. Stick this one down. There we go. Give it a good press down. Make sure it's definitely stuck. There we go. So that's those two done. So the right side is slightly fuller than the left, but anyway, never mind. I have some flowers here we could use, but I'm probably not going to use those. And then we just need to sort out the sentiment. So I've got this thank you so much, which I was going to put across the front like that. So I just need to stick the thank you so much onto the back. I was going to put some double-sided adhesive on the back of this before I die cut it, but then I thought no, because I'm overlapping, so you end up with a sticky edge. So if I use glue, it's not going to be a problem because it will dry, especially this stuff, tacky glue. So you struggle, so you're not a fan, Shelley? No. Well, I don't see. I don't really make them that much. I think when I get things like sprinkles, if I see someone doing them, it makes me go, oh yes, oh they're nice, oh I like them, oh. And then when you come to make them, you're like, why did I do this? Why am I making these? So yeah, I can see both sides of it. To be fair, I've been in the right mood for doing a shaker card. I like the kineticness of them, and I think they're good for, like, you know, kids cards and people who like a bit of something different. So I get it. Do you not like them because of just how they are, or is it because of the making them you don't like? I'm interested to know why people don't like shaker cards. So let me know in the comments. If you don't like shaker cards, why don't you like them? What is it about them? Is it the making them you don't like? Is it just what they look like, etc.? Let me know your reasons, your reasoning behind your dislike. There we go. Just stick that down. Yeah, that's what I thought, Shelley. I get that. I get that. Just can't do with the faff. I know. They are a faff. I think the envelope pockety ones are better. You know, the ones where you just get a bit of acetate, fold it in half, stick the obviously three sides because the other side's folded, and then use it like a little pouch and put them in. They're better because they're so much easier. I was thinking about doing that for this actually, but I ended up not in the end. Right, that's going to go on the front like that. I'm going to use silicone glue behind it. This silicone glue is actually Dovecraft silicone glue, and I remember it's some old tubes I had from when I was demoing, and I love it. I never used to use it that much when I was demoing because obviously, you know, you've got to wait for it to dry. But it's this Dovecraft silicone glue. 3D permanent adhesive, totally clear, stays flexible, non-toxic. But I found it dries really quickly. I've been very impressed. I made a card this morning, and then literally like half an hour later it had already dried, so I was quite impressed with that. So yeah, I've been squeezing it into my little syringe. So let's stick these on, and I've got a whole heap of tubes to use up, so I was quite pleased that I like it, because I shall be using it very much. Should probably need to be getting some more soon. Well, let's just do a little bit on these bits here so they don't end up getting bent. There we go, like that, and then take that, turn it over, and then we just need to stick it down. I think there. See, the much isn't central, but the so is, so I think we'll go with that. There we are. And there you go. There you have your winged panel card, 5x7 version. You've seen them with tulle? Yes, I've seen them with tulle. It looks very nice. In fact, I think I have had a go with one in a craft class. I did some tulle, and it is quite nice, but it was a bit more tricky to do than the acetate pouch. So, yeah. Jill, you love shake cards but use regular foam tape. Yeah, I used to, but I find that I just found that I get it all over my fingers, and also I discovered, because this one's quite thin, I found it quite good. I know you can get thinner foam tape, but most of the foam tape I've got isn't that thin. So yeah, there you go, people. There's our two. So you've got that one. Is it going to stand up? Yeah, and that one. So there you have it. Oh, your two cards, winged panel cards. I think they're quite cool. I'm quite impressed with them, and as I said, they fold flat for a 5x7 envelope. So yeah, I just thought, let's add a shaker element on. Why not? Make it a bit different. So there you go. Thank you, Happy Apple. It's people like you I need on my channel right now. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. So yeah, there you go. But I love these. I'm going to be using them a lot. I need to use the Secura one and the other one that I had as well. But I've got some ideas. I think also on gift boxes might be quite nice as well. You like the big sentiment? Good, Liz. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was too much. But actually, now I've done it, I did quite like it. But I wasn't sure because it's such a small card. I was like, I don't want it to overbear it. But actually, yeah, it's not bad. So I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Vet. Thank you, Laurie and Jill and Sally Joe. Ah, yes, nail art. That's a good thought, Sally Joe. I'll have to have a look for that. Yes, I will have to have a look. It's funny, isn't it? To think outside the box and try and find supplies elsewhere. Right, let me take you off the ceiling. Oh, you can have a closer look. So there's the little sprinkles in the heart one. Love those little strawberries. And that's so cool. I'm going to be shrink plasticking myself at the moment. I'm going to be like, not myself, but I'm going to be having fun with shrink plastic. And look at the little lemon slices. How cute are they? They're so cute. Really nice sentiment. And beautiful papers as well. I think the only thing I've noticed on the DRK Craft site is you have to buy all the pads. So it gives you like 6 of each pad, I think, or something. So, yeah, you have to stock up. But maybe if there's a few of you who want to, you know, go together and get them. But yeah, they're really nice pads. So yes, right, everybody, I'm going to poodle off. I will see you all next week. Might have a digital pack. We never know. We'll see how the week goes. And yeah, have a good week, everyone. And I'll see you next week. Bye.